we reached the mid-season finale, and boy, that was just wow. Hello everyone, Mega Man NG here, and I welcome you all to the mid-season finale episode review of The Flash. We're going to be talking about the present. So here's the deal. I'm going to be providing a summary, what I liked, disliked about, etc. And believe me, the summary is going to be off the top of my head. So if you see me make any mistakes, yeah, that's why. So let's begin. It's Christmas time in Central City, and everybody's trying to find a way to be festive, including HR. However, Barry feels otherwise because there's still the threat of Alchemy and Savitar, so he decides to get a little bit of help. Yeah, he heads to Earth 3 to get Jay Garrick, who just was busy dealing with the Trickster. So with his help, they head back to Earth 1 to deal with Alchemy and Savitar. But even if they do stop him, Savitar's threat still looms. Will Barry be able to find a way to send Savitar away for good and be able to enjoy the holidays with his family? Okay, that's not much of a summary, but all I can say is wow. This episode is amazing for a number of reasons. Reason number one, it is good to see John Wesley Shipp again, aka Jay Garrick. You guys know him as he portrayed Henry Allen in the first 2 seasons of The Flash, as well as the 90s Flash, the 90s Barry Allen. So it's kind of fitting that he's a speedster again, and see him go against the Trickster was just really cool, even if it was short. And it was also short seeing Mark Hamill again as the Trickster. He's starting to remind me of the Joker every time I see him, whether it be in Season 1, Season 2, or this one. In this case, Mark Hamill portrays an Earth 3 version of the Trickster, and he's still just as devious. It's like a Flash reunion of the 90s sort. If you have not seen the 90s Flash, please make sure you check out Oliver Harper's retrospective on that. He has all the details. Anyway, back to the main focus at hand. The main villain is, of course, Savitar, and we finally get to see some backstory of not only Savitar, but Julian as well. And it has been revealed that Julian is, in fact, Dr. Alchemy. And it has to involve an archaeological expedition in search of the Philosopher's Stone, and how Julian went ahead to find it, only to end up obtaining nothing and a whole slew of BS that soon followed. Now, like I mentioned before, whenever Julian holds the Philosopher's Stone, Savitar approaches. And Savitar, for what we can tell, is the god of speed and the first meta-human. How he obtained it was a mystery, but it was proven that Savitar obtained his powers. He was in fact the first speedster, and the Philosopher's Stone has a massive clue. Or rather, the source of it all. This Philosopher's Stone is the source of his powers, and anyone who holds on to it, you know Savitar is soon to follow. Basically, it's a bit more complex. It's complicated, yes, but it also shows just how devastating Savitar is. Thing is, anyone who is connected to the Speed Force can see him. That means Barry, Jay, and Wally. I wouldn't be surprised if Eobard Thawne ever encountered Savitar, or heck, Hunter Zolomon. But we know Hunter Zolomon's now trapped in the Speed Force and has become the Black Flash, the Flash of Death. But anyway, yeah, the episode was pretty intense. But it also makes me go all back to the future, because I read up on the Arrowverse wiki that Jay Garrick failed to save someone, and when he tried to go back in time to fix it, it made things worse. So in this case right here, Barry gets a look at the future of Savitar murdering Iris. That's terrifying. It really is absolutely terrifying. But it makes me go all Doc Brown and say this to Barry. One should never know too much about their future. I swear, every time I see stuff like this involving time travel, you know I get my Back to the Future groove going. However, the difference is that unlike Back to the Future, when you try to go back in time, you make things worse. In Back to the Future, you go back in time to fix something, history changes. Or rather, good or bad, history does change, good or bad. And when you try to undo it, everything goes back to normal. Not in this case with this show. And believe me, when I saw it, it was just, okay, that's a bit too far. And even though Barry worries about it, I believe this may also serve as a wake-up call for him, because at the end of Season 2, he traveled back in time to save his mom, creating Flashpoint, undoing 2 seasons of goodness, and we end up in another reality where everything's just as bad, if not worse. Maybe Barry should realize that he shouldn't be doing these things. But how would I know? Barry's a speedster, and I guess he's a bit of a stubborn person. Very stubborn, I might add. We do get a cameo of Cisco's brother Damien, especially when Cisco was trying, being enticed by the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, the Philosopher's Stone entices people with dreams and desires, only to find that it won't happen. And trust me, seeing him again was nice. But it still doesn't excuse the fact that Barry undid one of the most emotional moments of Season 2, Rupture. I'm saying it right here and now. Rupture is my second favorite episode, and I'll keep saying it until Barry seems to get the dang point. But it's also nice that Julian Albert finally knows who Barry really is. And it's no surprise that he did, because he didn't have much choice. Now I only hope that Julian can actually become allies with Barry and the others. Who knows? Who really knows for sure? But since it's a holiday episode, I figured there'd be a bit more of an emotional side. And the emotional bits were very good. The subplot involving Wally really comes to a head. And it's now proven official. Wally West is now Kid Flash. He got his uniform, and now it makes it grand. But we know sooner or later he's going to end up being the Flash. We don't know when. But it's nice to see him getting his costume, and I look forward in January when we see that happen. Now, if Wally can put more training on it so that way he can be better than Barry. Heck, it's been proven by HR that Wally is faster than Barry and stronger. And it's also proven in DC lore that Wally is in fact the most powerful speedster around because he has mastered the Speed Force. And in this case, it's the same way here. It really is. Now, if I were to find any negatives, I think it really went too much on the feel side of things. That and the fact that Savitar is still a dangerous threat. He threw Barry and Wally and Jay like they were ragdolls. It was just, wow. Not to mention the reveal was just right out of left field. But we already knew that since 2 weeks ago. And also the following up when Barry unmasks himself. And Julian wasn't the least bit surprised. He was shocked. He was rather upset. Can we blame him? Not really. But I do know that the second half of the season is going to begin in January. And what interests me about this is that who knows what's going to happen. But Savitar's warning really steals a surprise. That one will betray you, one will die, and one will end up doing something that they'll regret. And it's going to be scary. Really, really, really scary. Though thankfully Savitar isn't around because they threw the Philosopher's Stone into the Speed Force. We may not have to deal with him again. Or will we? Who knows? Who really knows? Who really knows? It's like what Savitar said. One shall betray, one shall fall, and one shall suffer a fate worse than death. If it refers to the speedsters, I don't know what is. But bottom line, this episode gets an 8.5 out of me. It is a very good episode. Good cameo appearances. It's nice we get to see John Wesley Shipp again as Jay Garrick. And from what I heard, he's going to be having a bigger role in the second half of the season. Who knows? But I really am looking forward to it, especially with Wally. Especially with Wally West. I look forward to seeing him in action in the second half. So that's pretty much it for this episode review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me. Please be sure to provide your thoughts on the episode in the comments. And also, if you are subscribed, or if you haven't subscribed anyway, click on the bell so that way you'll know when I upload next. There won't be new Flash reviews until January 27th. That's when the second half of the season begins. Look forward to that because from here on out, it's going to be all gaming. And I hope you guys enjoy this because against what everything YouTube has done, we need to fight back. We have to. Anyway, that's it. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. See you guys in January for more Flash. Later.